Hi everyone, this is Hamza from ImagineArt, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you guys how you can use ImagineArt to build an entire brand from scratch using AI. If you're a designer who struggles to find the perfect mockups, or someone who spends hundreds of dollars and hours a week trying to create the perfect brand asset, then this tutorial is for you. By the end of this video, you'll know how to generate a consistent visual identity using ImagineArt. You'll also know how to generate realistic professional mockups in minutes and also be able to streamline your workflow with AI to create perfect, consistent visuals for your brand. So let's get started. So how we're going to do this project or run this tutorial is that I'm going to do this exactly in the same manner that you would as a designer, right? And naturally, how all of branding projects work is that they begin with a creative brief that your client may have assigned to you, or perhaps a written document that you may have uh, compiled for your brand yourself, right? So you can see over here in this brief, I have a general brand concept, brief details such as the name of the brand and the collection of the products, right? So in this brief, we have a brand which is called Pure Pop Organics, right? This is a brand for that has a range of products which has different vegan and healthy snacks, right? So you see the Pure Pop Organics brand. It has Lush lime kale chips and a quinoa bowl, right? Below these, I've written a short description of the product in itself and a brief packaging vision, which has simple details such as generally the color of generally the color of the product or the packaging and similar details, right? So I have this brief that I'm going to refer to and then also utilize this to generate further prompts for my images and videos and all of the assets that we're going to create for our brand, right? So before I begin, I'm just going to use this description, the initial brand concept, and simply copy this entirely, right? Just to play around with it a little bit, I'm going to move over to ImagineArt, and I'm going to uh, paste this brand description as is over here, right? And I'm going to use a few other models as well. So what we're looking to do here is just generate a few images that can act as visual references or a sort of like a mood board for our product. So in this manner, as you can see, I've generated a range of different visuals using different models that are available on our platform. I've tried out a lot of different models to generate these different visuals that will act as reference images for my mood board, right? I'm going to pick out some of these images that I like and could use for the mood board or as visual references for my brand. Like I've liked these images, particularly in terms of the color, some of these labels and the use of colors I really like with these generations from Ideogram V3, right? And once I'm done with those, so I'm going to save these, download these images and move on over to ChatGPT, right? So the benefit of using ChatGPT or any other such platform can be helpful in this regard is that it can help you generate prompts that will help you generate on-brand visuals and also help you organize your products or organize your visuals and your entire brand in a better manner during this workflow, right? So I'm just going to quickly upload the images that I downloaded for my mood board, and I'm going to prompt it to, I am designing a brand called Pure Pops Organics, right? Then we're going to specify that I am attaching some visual references from the mood board and description of the brand in itself. I want you to analyze this and write a detailed prompt for a logo for Pure Pops for Pure Pops Organics, right? And then I'm going to just paste the brand description that was available in my brief over here in my prompt on ChatGPT, and I'm going to click on enter. Right, guys, so the idea over here has been to get a prompt. So as you can see, it's analyzed all of the inputs that I've given it, including the images from the mood board and the description of the brand in itself, and it's given me all of these typographic directions, the visual direction, the color palette ideas, and in summary, it's given me a design prompt summary, right? I'm going to simply copy this and move back to ImagineArt. And the model that I'm going to select is Ideogram V3. And I'll use the 1:1 aspect ratio. And one more thing that I'm going to specify is that I need a white flat background, because we'll also be taking this logo and overlaying it on the labels that we generate for the products. So I have my first set of results, as you can see over here. I'm going to do this again with a few different models as well, right? So I'll use ImagineArt 1.0 Pro and also use Quinoa with the same prompt. These are just different iterations just to explore more ideas. At the moment, I'm leaning more towards this logo, but let's see if we get something better that we could use. Of course, at this point, you could also have a logo that you already have designed or the client's already shared with you. In that case, you can skip this step on ImagineArt. Right, guys, so we have our results with the other models, which are Quinoa and ImagineArt 1.0 Pro. But I believe I still like the one which was this one from Ideogram V3 the best. So I believe we're going to finalize this logo, right? So moving forward now for the interesting part, I'm now going to design visuals for the products in itself. We're going to start with the Kale chips. They're called Lush Lime Kale chips, right? I'm going to copy all of these details and take them over to ChatGPT. At this point, you're also going to see why it's important, or why it's a lot more helpful to utilize ChatGPT or any other similar platform to organize your data, because it also retains context, right? So what I'm going to do over here is give it more context. I have generated the logo for Pure Pops Organics. I'm sharing details of the first product under the brand. I want you to give me a detailed prompt to generate a flat label for this product using ImagineArt. And you can simply paste the product description with the description of the product and the packaging vision, and it's going to give us a detailed prompt that we can then copy over to ImagineArt. Right, so we have this. However, there's an issue with the prompts I'm getting here. The prompts are very direct in nature, in the sense that they are directly prompting what they expect the model to create. You see, it's using action words. For example, it specifies that create a flat modern label, right? These details, or such as add small accents like lime wedges over here, right? This is not generally how prompting on ImagineArt is required or how it works. Essentially, how prompting on ImagineArt works is that it needs to be descriptive in nature. I want the prompt to be descriptive in the sense that it describes the exact generation and not prompts the platform to create one. I'm going to add in brackets, don't use action words. Right, so you can see in this manner we've gotten the sort of prompt that we were looking for. And another additional benefit is that it's asked me if it'd like me to adapt the same descriptive structure for a 3D pouch version. We don't require a 3D pouch version of the label at the moment. However, we would like it to maintain the same descriptive structure. So moving on, when I generate more visuals for my brand or for my product, I can ask it to maintain this same structure, right? But for now, we're simply going to copy this prompt and move it over to the image studio, right? I'm going to use ideogram v3 once again, and the aspect ratio that I'm going to select is 3:4. And we're going to click on create, right? I'm going to do this one more time so that I have a few variations to explore. Right, guys, we have our results now. I really like the design style that I've gotten over here. It feels on brand as well and visually appealing as well. However, a primary issue that we missed out on during our prompts was the fact that it's also integrated this logo. It's made a logo on its own and integrated that into the label, right? So you can see how Pure Pop Organics, this logo is not what we're looking for. This is something that we missed out on our prompt. So we're going to adjust our prompt accordingly. Actually, we're going to go back to ChatGPT. I don't want the Pure Pops logo anywhere on the label. I will overlay it manually later on, right? So by specifying this last part where I say that I will overlay the label manually, the platform is going to give me a prompt that I can then use to generate an image which will have negative space left out where I can then add my logo later on. Of course, I've specified that I'm going to do it manually, but as we move along in this tutorial, we're going to use ImagineArt to do that, right? But for now, as you can see in this prompt, there's no reference of a Pure Pops logo, but it's given me all of the details just for the product in itself while maintaining the product consistency or the brand consistency that we want to see in our product. Just like last time, we're going to do this again twice to have multiple variations to work with. Right, guys, so now we have a few iterations or a few variations of the label for Lush Lime Kale chips. I like a few of these, but I really like this one. So this is the one that I'm going to finalize as my label for my product, right? Now, we have to overlay our label of the parent company or the brand, which is Pure Pop Organics, right? So what I'm simply going to do is drag this image over here on edit, and you can see how this gets added. And the model that I'm going to select is Nano Banana, right? Next, I'm also going to add an image of this logo that we liked when we generated the logos, and I'm going to simply drag it again over here. And you can see how both of these reference images get added. Now, at this point, I'm going to simply specify, prompt the model to place the Pure Pops Organics logo on the label for Lush Lime Kale chips and click on create. Right, guys, so we have our results now, and you can see how I like the placement of the logos. It's since I didn't specify at which part of the label I wanted the logo to be placed. It's given in all of my 4 generations that I've done. It's placed it in different parts of the label, right? I like this particular generation where it's placed on the top right, but of course there are some visibility issues because the colors are quite similar. I believe what would help here is if I was to change the logo of this upper portion which says Pure Pop and change it to white or any other color. So I'm going to unselect the previous generations, the previous reference images that I added, add this over here and change the color of Pure Pops from green to white, and we're going to click on enter. So you'll see how it's going to keep the rest of the details exactly the same and simply change the color of the typography in my logo. Right guys, so as you can see, we have our result now, and you can see how it's changed the logo, the text over here from green to white, and the visibility issues are fixed. Now for the fun part, I'd like to place this on an actual mock-up of a bag of chips, right? So again, I'm simply going to drag this image down to the edit function over here. So at this point, if you have any reference image of a certain kind of packaging that you like, you can also add that here, upload it. Since I don't have it, I'm going to prompt the model to generate one for me with the logo overlaid on it, right? So place the Lush lime kale chips label on a bag of chips. It should look premium. For now, let's just go with this. And while we wait for this, let me just I'm going to copy the same prompt and also place it in a flat white background. Right guys, so you can see how we've gotten our results, but it's not exactly what I was looking for, right? So this generation, for example, it's pretty impressive, but the packaging is not exactly what I had in mind, right? This looks more like a Ziploc bag, while I was expecting sort of like a pack of crisps, right? So this is where your prompting actually matters, right? The more detailed your prompts are going to be, the more accurate your generations will be, right? So first of all, we're simply going to on a bag of chips. So we're going to change this to a bag of crisps. And I also believe that due to the fact that I mentioned that it should look premium is one reason that it's given me these Ziploc bags, because Ziploc bags usually come in with more higher end products, right? So we're going to remove that portion of our prompt and just see what kind of results that we do get. Right guys, now this is exactly what I was looking for, right? A packet of crisps. So you can see how simple changes in your prompt in terms of the kind of generation that you're looking for can bring about these changes and help you get the exact generation or the exact image or video that you have in mind, right? So moving forward, I'm going to use this image to generate brand visuals, right? Integrate this and place this product in different scenarios that will act as brand assets or marketing assets to be used across multiple channels. Once again, I'm going to take this image and drop it over here. And with this model selected, I'm going to select C-Dream V4 and prompt it to place this product in a highly stylized product photography actually, highly stylized product photography setup. Again, another idea. In fact, another good way to go about this would be if I was to save this image, moved over to ChatGPT, and upload this image of my product over here. And you can ask if you have any specific, at this point, if you have any specific ad concepts or ideas for your product photographs, you may add those in your prompts and do those. I'm going to use ChatGPT right now to develop different ad concepts, right? This is the product mockup that I have finalized. Give me 3 prompts for nano banana to use this image and place the product in different scenarios for marketing. Right. I'm going to click on enter. While that generates, these are some of the images that we've gotten where our product has been integrated. Very simple images with some lighting adjustments, and product integration. Right, guys, so we have a few prompts now from ChatGPT. I'm going to copy these over, and in the same settings with Nano Banana selected, I'm going to click on enter. For now, the same thing for the second one, and paste this here again. Right, so we have some different ad concepts. One more thing that I can do over here with the C Dream model selected is I can specify to place this product in the hands, place this product, actually not product, place this bag of chips in the hands of a beautiful model. I believe another thing that I can add here, editorial style product photograph. Right, guys, so in this manner we've gotten a range of photographs with different models holding our product, right? You can, if you have specific visuals in mind, a specific demographic in mind, or if you'd like the product to be placed in different scenarios of the models interacting with the product in a certain way, you can always specify that. With your textual prompts, and you're going to get those results in a similar manner, right? Now, for the next product, we're going to follow the exact same workflow that we did. So the next product is Citrus Zing, a quinoa bowl, essentially, right? So I'm going to copy this description. Once again, move over to ChatGPT and ask it to generate a product label in a similar manner. Actually, generate a prompt for a product label in a similar manner for this product, and we're going to paste those details over here. Right, guys, so we've gotten this prompt, and I'm going to copy this just like last time, unselect the previous settings. You see, when I unselect the reference image, it takes me back to my previous settings where the ideogram v3 model was selected. I'm going to paste this over here, and oops, the prompt is actually quite long and passes the character limit. So I'm going to delete this line, which generally conveys the overall aesthetic, and click on create. Now I'm going to do this once again like I did last time to just have a few options or have different variations that I can work with. Right, guys, so we have our results now, and we have multiple iterations or variations of a label for the quinoa bowl, right? These are on-brand labels that follow the prompt guidelines, the brand guidelines that I've shared it with. I have to select one of these. I really like this one, so I'll be using this as my label. And just like last time, I'm going to drag this over here and also add an image of the logo that I had, which was this one. Add it over here, and with the model Nano Banana selected, I'm going to say place the Pure Pop Organics logo on the label of Citrus Zing Quinoa bowl. The logo should be placed at the bottom left. And let's see what we get. Right, guys, so as you can see, I have my results with the logo overlaid on the label once again. Now I'm going to copy this, drag this image down here, and ask the platform to place the label of Citrus Zing Quinoa bowl on a Ziploc quinoa bag. It should look premium, flat white background, and we're going to click on create. Guys, so we have our results over here, but this isn't exactly what I've been looking for. So As I've explained to you previously, it's important to use the correct keywords and specify exactly what you want in your label. So I'm going to overlay the label of citrus zinc quinoa gold entirely on a Ziploc bag. It should look premium. The rest of the prompt is going to remain the same. Right guys, so as you can see, we have our results now, and this is the label that we've been able to place on our mockup, and we have the mockup ready with us now. I would just like the bag of kale chips. We can then use this image to generate multiple different ad concepts, multiple different visuals that we can use in our marketing images. Again, you can also use these labels to further generate marketing videos following different ad concepts or any other creative ideas that you may have. So in this manner, you can create a brand for any product across any niche from scratch using ImagineArt, and then be able to place your products in different settings and be able to generate a range of marketing assets for your entire range of products or for your brand. I hope this tutorial has been helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching.